Vanessa's injury, which, by the way, up until the end of this episode, I was like feeling pretty good about what I said last week about her not being dead. I was like, dude, I cannot wait for the podcast. I'm going to crush these guys. Hear ye, and welcome to the Royal Geek Podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Rollison, also known as T-Roll, and tonight I'm joined by my very good friends. You already know them. First of all, we have Justin Sandoval, a.k.a. Sandy. We also have Anthony Amato, who we like to call Shamato, and, of course, the landlord, Jordan Mosley, in the building. Boys, we are here to talk about Daredevil Season 2. Is it Born Again or Reborn? What's it called? I don't even remember. Born Again.
Great
Come
podcast.
on.
Woo!
Same thing.
Love it.
I'm a great podcast host. That's right.
He's a geek.
But hey, big episode last week. We were all very excited for this week's episode, and two of our guys are angry about it. So why don't you guys just start talking about how much you hated this episode? Is it episode 5, Separate Ways? No. Grand Design.
Grand Design.
I was thinking of a different show. Sorry about that. You guys just want to start this over? Grand Design. And, I want to know what you guys think. Here's a spoiler warning. We're just jumping right in. No pleasantries here. I just want to know how much you guys hated this episode.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to figure out the grand design of this episode, first off, because, it was a massive flashback. And as great as it was to see Foggy, again, why? I thought we moved on past this. I felt like this was at a moment where, Matt has kind of moved on, from his death, right?
Yeah.
And
that
now
was kind of the entire point of season 1.
Well, right, exactly. The entire point of season 1, he moved on, right?
Yeah.
And then now here we are rehashing this and bringing this back up again on a small case. Honestly, it really wasn't. There's no mobsters involved that we are privy to, right? Yep. But it made no sense to come back to the roots of.
Kingpin was involved.
Well, was he? I don't know.
Yeah.
Wesley was the one pulling the strings. Wesley was the one in charge.
Dude, we got Wesley. Pause. We got Wesley here, dude. Wasn't that worth it?
Chubby Wesley, yeah. Wesley and Foggy, yes, cool, great. But what was the point? What was the grand design of this all? It didn't make any sense. I felt like it was taking a step back into how far Matt has come. Yep. And then on top of that, it kind of paints Matt in a worse light, than his character where he got to in the future. He regressed. I don't know. It was weird.
One of my biggest pet peeves with this episode was there were multiple times with issues with characters that had already had established setups, and they kind of went back on them. For example, like you were saying with Matt, his entire basis the entire time. Where, from what I remember in all of the original run of Daredevil,
which Jordan could tell you,
he was always the one that was the most letter of the law.
Thank you. Yes.
And somehow Foggy was the letter of the law one, who he was always the little more laissez-faire kind of guy.
Yep. Yeah.
For the most part, and they switched those roles completely for this case for this reason, and I'm higher than you two. You two were the ones that were most negative, but that was the thing that got under my skin. It was they were hey, we're gonna take one of Daredevil's most iconic parts and his duality between his fastidiousness of the law when he is Matt Murdock and his literal vigilantism as Daredevil are that's one of his biggest character traits is that there is this huge chasm between those two and the way they see the law. And yet they were hey, that's not how this is going to work. Right. It just felt like it was a complete rewriting of a character's entire 4 seasons worth of character over, 20 minutes.
Right.
And I don't know the full lore of Daredevil. So I assume Foggy probably dies in the comics. Don't know. But if it wasn't for that, I assumed it was some kind of scheduling conflict. He just couldn't be in the show. I don't know. That's how I'm been conditioned to be whenever big characters aren't in seasons. So when we got the flashback in this one, I was I didn't really want that. I wanted to think it was a scheduling issue. This is the reason he wasn't in the show.
Yeah,
because he was one of my favorite characters.
Yeah,
it just didn't. It just didn't move it for me.
Right. Yeah.
I think mostly because the way the last episode ended.
Yeah.
Like we all talked about it. We were like, this is like he's like Fisk is about to be unhinged.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of like I got blue balls and I was like, nothing happened.
Which they honestly they delayed his unhingedness because if it would have happened earlier, if they would have just done away with her earlier, but instead they dragged that on and let him relive his past, which we already know. That storyline between him and Vanessa, like,
which they also put that's another one of my character issues is right there with his relationship with Vanessa from the very beginning, because like there's a line where she literally says some guy's gonna come in here and see this and like see the emptiness of himself. Like she essentially says whoever's going to buy this is someone she would not like. Like to me that like their whole character is that they found each other and they are like. They fit so well together, and they're essentially saying that in the painting is so integral, is literally their like nexus point.
Yeah,
and then they're like, she's describing this painting as being like, oh, the person that buys this is going to be like, like all these bad things, and like this person that she's not going to be like want to be around, and it just felt like they were kind of like taking a jab at their relationship and the whole like way they had become this great team through time. Like you can say whatever you want about like their like whether they're good people or not, but like they worked well as a team together throughout like all of this. And I feel like they really like kind of undercut that, like their almost perfection for each other by using it was like literally one line. And I was like, I was like that's a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
So I thought this episode was pretty good. There's a lot to like about it, but I do understand, especially with Daredevil, a show that, I mean, if you think about all of the shows in the Marvel library, just shows, does anyone have more literal documented history than the Daredevil show, right? I mean,
yeah, like 5 seasons now.
Yeah, I mean, so it's like, to some extent, the Vanessa's injury, which, by the way, up until the end of this episode, I was like feeling pretty good about what I said last week about her not being dead. I was like, dude, I cannot wait for the podcast. I'm going to crush these guys, because I was like, don't be surprised if she's alive. And she kind of was. And then she wasn't.
and then she wasn't.
Dude, for a minute though there, I was like, dude, like, interesting curveball. But also, I think, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what I actually did like. The flashbacks, I got a love-hate relationship with them, because I think some of it, like the Foggy Matt stuff, I was like, okay, I'm over it too.
You know
what I'm saying?
Right? Yeah.
Right. The Vanessa Fisk stuff, I guess what I did like about it, and maybe we had some of this in the original Daredevil that I don't remember, but you were seeing everything leading up to the moment of him going in there, right? But the Buck stuff was interesting.
Yeah.
And I think
other than
yeah.
His hair.
Well, but
Find
even that,
the worst wig ever.
Yeah.
But even that, you see his growth, because again, every week I'm like, this dude, like, he can't get much better, and he just gets that much better as a character. Like it's just kind of feeling some hot dogs, and I was like, oh, he's about to kill you, like I was like, something. He's either gonna kill you or he's gonna have you kill BB. Something bad's gonna happen.
Like I felt like the Daniel Buck was the most intriguing storyline in this episode,
easily,
without a doubt. So I think the parts that, and I guess the grand design is like, it seems like Fisk and Matt are always intertwined, because even from that moment, Buck is sent to kill the guy that Matt and Foggy feel like they need to protect, right?
Yep.
So I think the whole grand design is the fact that they're inseparable, right? Bullseye's like, he's gonna kill me, he's gonna be mad at me. He's like, no, I was there. Like, I'm always there. Like, I can't not be there for some reason. If something important, meaningful happens with Fisk, somehow I'm there in the same room. That's good enough for him. So I think I actually was pretty high on this episode. It wasn't like the greatest episode. I thought it intertwined the flashbacks, maybe a little, I will admit, a little too much flashback. I was like, all right, I like the flashbacks, but maybe tone it down by like 20%, right?
Yeah.
But well, why don't we start there? You get Shimada. You said the Buck Daniel stuff was good. Why don't we just start with that storyline? Daniel's kind of holding things together from inside the hospital. The moment he gets a hug from BB and then he spills the beans, I literally, I put my head on my hands on my eyes. I was like, oh no. And within an hour? Probably. I mean, in his time, probably within 30 minutes to an hour in his time, it's on the news, and it's just like, this is not good. So let's talk about this whole storyline with Buck and Daniel.
And what's crazy with Daniel is like he understands the ways like that Fisk operates, right?
Yeah.
But he is willing to deal with that just for this girl.
BB is just like a blind spot to him entirely.
Yeah.
Like that's the only way to really describe what's going on is that she just literally has him wrapped around her finger.
Yeah.
Like I think which creates this interesting idea because the more and more we've seen, because at the beginning of like season 1, he's very dopey in a lot of ways, although he was very loyal to Fisk. But like as you've seen, especially in season 2, like you're seeing more of that he's more competent than we thought he was, except for when he's around BB.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
We're seeing how much she can manipulate him. So it's really interesting seeing how that's going. And then like we get this ride that's going along, and it reminded me of like it was really interesting because it had this weird juxtaposition in my mind because I was thinking of like it had a very very reminiscent of like The Sopranos, where like Tony would be taking somebody somewhere and like they're like being cryptic about like their language and things like that. And it was interesting seeing like Daniel, played by Michael, like be on the other side of that, where it's usually was Tony. Tony would be the one who'd be the cryptic guy doing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And you're seeing like the guy that literally played, his literal son, being on that side, like dealing with that kind of conversation. It was really cool seeing that.
Yeah, that's a good point too. And I did think that was funny when Buck went in to go to the supply store.
Yeah.
And Daniel almost drove away. He like started the car up and was getting ready to, and then he was like, "No, he did." And but then Buck comes out immediately after with like the freaking saw and shovel, and I'm like,
that was when I knew immediately that Daniel was safe.
That why is that?
It just it had this feel to it. To me, I felt like when he came out with the saw and the shovel, I was like,
it was
Daniel's
for show.
Safe. Like there's just like if Buck was going to do it, he would have. If he was going to do it, he would have done it immediately as they left. Like he would have come out essentially out of the shop and like shot him.
Buck is one of those guys where like if you wanted you dead, you would be dead.
Yeah,
like that kind of
like
thing.
you had to do that, and like they just kind of like played on it a little longer, and you just could feel it. You're like, okay, Daniel's safe now.
Yeah.
Like in the car ride up there, yeah, I could have seen some like going one way or the other.
1,000% thought that BB was in the trunk.
I did too. I thought that would have been awesome.
That would have been phenomenal if like he opened the trunk and it was BB. Oh, I would have loved that. That would have been phenomenal.
Yeah.
So do we know who that was? We didn't get a good look at that person. Was it? Okay. Well, dude, I genuinely thought like Daniel was gonna say, or sorry, not Daniel. Buck was gonna say, "You've got to take care of this right now," right? And like this was going to be Daniel's moment to like prove that he's going to be, lockstep. Like he's locked and loaded. Like he's going to literally kill his own. Wouldn't say girlfriend, but
where is loyalty
his crush.
at the very least? Like, does he protect BB or does he,
Yeah.
Is he at Fisk's camp or BB's camp?
Exactly. So, but all of that with Buck's backstory, which, remind me, Buck was an original character in this relaunch, right? Like he wasn't in the original series on Netflix, or was he?
No, he was not.
Okay,
Netflix.
so that's cool how they give us a reference to how Fisk came about him and his skill set. So I liked that stuff. Again, some of the flashbacks I really liked. It's just I want a little less of it, But everything with Buck is always good.
Yeah. Let me tell you what the flashbacks robbed us from, okay? You ready for this? Like, Daredevil's literally carrying Bullseye through the underground, right? Yeah. Imagine that happening, and we stay on it longer, and just based on their conversation, we got little snippets of their conversation, but based on their conversation the entire way, they come to like this realization about they are actually more similar than they thought each other was, and it's more of a like you view me as a monster, and like I view you as like a pseudo saint kind of thing because you're trying to do good, and I'm just always going to be a monster. Like the parallels there that we could have explored even more while thinking Bullseye was on his deathbed, and then like leading to like that moment where Daredevil reaches out and he goes back for him to like I'll save you, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like that actually means more because they actually had the time to interact and get deeper into why he's worth saving.
Yeah, like one scene I thought would have been really cool to see is like if the guy didn't get away, like kind of like the futility sometimes of like being the good guy. Like you don't always get the thing you want. And what I was kind of hoping to see is a scene where like Foggy leaves the apartment, and as he's walking through, you see Buck like walking the opposite direction, like going to the door. Like I think that would have been really cool to see like that. And like even though he tried his hardest, being good doesn't always get you the outcome that you were expecting.
I thought we were going to see that, Shimano. I actually thought we were going to see Buck like when Matt and Foggy were talking at the bottom of the stairs. I thought you were going to see Buck walk in with food delivery right then. They just walk upstairs. Oh, hey, gentlemen, just keep walking. Like, I really thought we were going to get something like that, which would have been great.
Would have been,
yeah. Okay, Bullseye, Matt, Underground, they're underneath the Vatican here, running away from the AVTF.
Shout out Powell dropping the ball once again.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. Can we talk about Powell? So, okay, another episode where Powell fails miserably. And when he walks into the hospital and Vanessa is there, I was shocked. Like I just feel like we have to get a payoff moment of Fisk like beheading this guy,
crushing the skull. Yeah.
We need something because he cannot continue to get away. He's a fraud, dude.
Yeah. He's gone on way too long. How many lives does this guy have? Like, I feel like Kingpin is losing a little bit of credibility by letting this guy loose. Like,
I do. Well, the only reason that I can think that like it works is because like he's supposed to essentially show like the impotence and the incompetence of the anti-vigilante task force. Like he is like the poster child of their own inability to do the things that they say they're supposed to do. So like constantly showing him fail is like a jab at the whole organization.
Yeah, he's like we got him surrounded. It's like no, you
obviously not.
Don't. You don't.
Right. Exactly. And like
I just don't get it.
Raiding the church thing too was just like I was like, you don't know where he is in here. How do you know he's in here? Yep. And then like all they do is they find a pool of blood, and then they're like, oh, well, I guess they slipped us again. Like I better go tell Fisk. Like I failed again.
Guess what? That priest will be in a cage by the end of the night for sure.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I'm so sick of Powell, and I'm just like, I hope that we keep talking about Fisk being unhinged, and we'll get there in a minute. But I hope that Powell is one of the first casualties of that. I really do. Like, just it's just ridiculous that he can keep getting away with this, dude.
Yeah,
he's a fraud, man. Fraud, absolute fraud.
He's showing like the fault of bureaucracy sometimes. Like, you just keep your job even though you're not good at it or you're not completing your tasks. You're just
dude, great politician right there.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
It's terrible.
It is.
Get him next time.
Yeah, you keep going, keep getting there, Skipper. You got this. Like, yeah, it was just bad. It was just bad. I will say, like when him and Cole were at the door, like knocking at the front of the church, and I was just like, Cole. I'm fine if Cole leads the task force. Like I have more like respect for him because he got injured and almost died, and then he wanted to come back. Like he's got a little bit more chip on his shoulder than I think.
And he also wasn't the like the Weasley dude.
Yeah.
From the train station who's just beating up on somebody who just happened to fall into like this position. This is essentially what happened with Powell.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. Although Powell did. He took a beating from Matt, right? In season 1.
Oh, yeah.
And that
sure.
one apartment, but like,
I might go rewatch that scene just to enjoy it,
just to feel something. Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. That's amazing. Amazing.
Can I throw this idea? What is Mr. Charles doing?
Oh yeah, it's another episode where he's not in at all.
He's only been in like 2 or 3 total scenes. And
Who? I missed you. Sorry. What did you say?
Matthew Lillard's character, the CIA guy. Like, what is going on with him? It doesn't really feel like he has any connection with the plot at the moment.
Yeah, have you seen the stuff about his, like, the phone call from the first episode?
No.
Connecting him to, what's her name?
Valentina?
Yeah.
See
Dave
that?
Fontaine. Oh, well, I know her name was dropped on in the first episode.
But it was supposed to connect to one of the movies she was in. It was
Thunderbolts.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, but since then they haven't done anything with it.
No.
Like I saw that little kernel, but other than that, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They haven't really, like I said, they really haven't done a whole lot with him as a character at all.
Which we're beyond the halfway mark now, and what is the point of him like right now?
Yeah,
currently?
that's kind of like what I'm getting at.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Here's the point. The point is just to remind Fisk that he's not everything. That's all.
That's not going to matter. That's not going to matter anymore. I promise you that.
Well, all right. So let's segue here. Let's talk about Fisk. So here's why I think this is a sneaky good episode that is victim to, if this was Netflix, if this was on Netflix, Justin, you didn't like this episode, guess what you would have done? You would have hit play right away to watch. Yep. Yes, that's right. This episode is a victim of the weekly release, which we as podcasters are totally fans of, even in weeks when we're down on the episode, right, Justin?
That's right.
But it's delayed gratification. It's delayed just mayhem. Like, as we all thought this episode was going to be Fisk unhinged. Even Daredevil mentioned he's going to turn the city upside down and shake it. He literally said that, right? And I think it's almost better this way because he had a little bit of hope, just enough to make a man go crazier, right? Yeah. And Fisk is never in a place, hardly ever. Like, he lets people do his bidding for him, right? Usually. I mean, he will get his hands dirty, as we know. But he was truly helpless. Like, he literally had to step back to let the doctors and nurses at least try, right? And even that, he tried to not let them. Like, he's going in there. And,
I actually verbally said out loud, I was like, dude, let them do their jobs. And then somebody else, Sheila said, let them do their jobs.
Honestly, right. Like, I'm glad surprised he didn't take a swing at somebody in there. Like, honestly.
Yeah. Me too. I honestly thought he was going to, yeah. It was going to be some big, like, cover-up, like, mayor fights a hospital worker, and they had to end up, like, burying that somehow. But yeah, no, I do think we are going to get unhinged Fisk. It's happening. Like, if we start putting the puzzle pieces together, right? Here's the dangers of, I mentioned because of a trailer for a movie that Sheila sticks around, right? I mentioned that on one of the podcasts. I will say, like, Fisk being unhinged, we do see it in the trailer of Punisher that he's walking through New York City and it is chaos. So, like, Fisk is going to be doing something.
Yep.
Something crazy is about to happen. And it's gonna do something that's gonna literally, like, shake the whole entire city, like T-Roll said. So
yeah, one of the things that I really like, you hit on it, T-Roll, but like the giving him hope in the middle. Like, I was thinking about, like, as a sports fan, like my rivals, I love watching, like, my rival team just get absolutely blown out and then come back and then just lose right at the end. Like, it is such a sick feeling, and, like, that's how I felt with this. I was like, man, like, he thought he was getting her back.
Yeah.
And I thought he was getting her back. I was like, well, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But I even like the way they played it. Like, just the subtlety of, like, she's like the pineapple juice. Like, he's like, you don't like pineapple juice. It makes your lips tingle. And then she's like, tell me the story of how we met. Yeah. And he tells her, and he's like, tell me the story of how we met. I was like,
dude.
I was like, that was pretty slick.
Yep. And I will say, like, I think that moment of hope is, I'm telling you, that's you're right. That's the catalyst.
Yeah.
That's the catalyst that's going to, like, completely send him on his way. Like, it's going to be fun to watch.
I did see. Did you see? They were talking about the scene where she has the shard in her head. Have you seen that? It was a part of the teaser for the season.
It's part of the teaser?
Like, yeah, for the entire season, you can, at one of the scenes, it's the boxing match. And in the background, you can see her, and you can see the shard sticking out of the side of her head.
Whoa.
Like she's
What?
she's out of focus, but when you look at it, like you can clearly see it.
Oh,
It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's like a kind of the
hiding in plain sight.
Yeah, hiding in plain sight.
That's interesting. I gotta check that out again. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, missed that. Totally missed that.
But when we think about like the scale of what Fisk can do, right? We've all seen Into the Spider-Verse, right?
Yep.
Fisk literally tore dimensions open, universes open, because Vanessa was killed in one of his universes.
Yep.
And so, what will happen here? That kind of thing.
Look out. That'd be crazy. Yeah, it makes me think that because this is the last season, right? Do we know if this is confirmed? It was a I think they said it was a 2-season run was all they were going to do.
I remember them saying it's going to be like 6 or what is it, like 18 episodes total, I think. So
Okay.
that would be yes. Yeah. So yes. That would
So
be,
who
two-
knows sometimes?
you never know.
Well, but that what I'm getting at is, I could see a world where Fisk goes so berserk that he only has one end and it's death, right? Like eventually he will die from having to fight off so many vigilantes or something,
Dude, he was shot in the face and he didn't die. Like
Yeah.
this guy's not going to die.
I get it, but I mean, I hope he sticks around, but I just don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I was pretty positive on the episode. It was cool to see some of the flashbacks. I just wish it wasn't as many. But I think it's just making it that much more painful for Fisk, and he was even more helpless. Like he was helpless in the ring, but at least in the ring, if he could have gotten his hands on one of them, he could have ended them, right?
Oh, sure.
When you're in a hospital room, you are just nothing, So it's just interesting.
I will say this is the most vulnerable we've seen Fisk because there was a moment when he was on the bed just talking to Vanessa where he didn't even have his raspy voice. He was,
yeah.
Yep.
he was
all
speaking
sweet.
calm,
Yeah.
normal, sweet, and I was just like kind of taken back, and I was just like, that's different.
Yeah.
And it shows the level of severity that he has with Vanessa's condition.
Yeah, when he says like, I didn't know if I would see you again.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was a very real vulnerable moment for
Yeah.
him as a character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen with Bullseye? I mean, it makes it feel like they're going to save his life. I mean, Kieran did not look happy to see him.
I was
That'll
going
be
to
an
say,
awkward
are they?
conversation.
It did not seem like she was anywhere down.
It almost sounded like they were going to bring in Rosario Dawson,
Oh, they do. They mentioned the
Okay.
nurse.
Yeah.
But will they actually bring her?
bring her in or what? Yeah,
Where's Jessica Jones? Like how?
Yeah.
Where the heck?
where does she play in?
Where is she gonna fit into this? I do think that Bullseye is gonna stick around, and he'll be kind of a part of the last final team that ends the anti-vigilante task force. Like I think slowly, like they're starting to put pieces together. As far as like, I mean, Angela, even though she's like a child, she is White Tiger-esque. Like I don't know what part she's gonna play in that. I know in the comic books the amulet does give powers, but I don't know if she has any powers in the show.
yeah.
But yeah, her and then Bullseye and then Jessica Jones possibly and then Daredevil and then what role is Karen going to play because she's boxing all the time and fighting all the time,
Yeah.
like that kind of thing.
It'd be interesting to see like a almost like Dark Knight Rises fight, which is one of my like I love that
Everybody,
yeah like just like the cops actually like stepping up like to just bum rush the building and like but against like in this version it'll be you get the ATVF against maybe like a bunch of vigilantes and maybe like the police officers who are actually like standing behind them who are actually trying to get their city back.
And
you know?
the police officers led by Cherry. Dude, he's coming
Cherry.
back, bro. Where's Cherry at?
fresh off the heart attack or stroke or whatever he had.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be that that one the Asian detective. That'll be who's leading it.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. She would be.
Did y'all see the Easter egg everyone's talking about with the Watcher?
Yes.
Thoughts?
That was from what was that? Was from last.
So, yeah.
I hope so. To be honest
I
with you.
read somewhere that it was confirmed.
Maybe I don't know. I have to look it up. But I mean, if it was confirmed, then great. I think that's fantastic. God, that needs to be the new Marvel. Like, keep your eye open and you'll see it. That kind of thing.
It's great because it doesn't actually like affect the universe at all, and you can put them like literally anywhere.
It's true.
You know.
And it'd be fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. If that's
Yeah,
real.
I thought if that was true, I thought it was a pretty cool way because it's not like in your face.
Right. Correct.
You know.
Yeah.
But you could definitely see it. Like whenever you look close enough, you're like, oh, I could definitely see the outline,
Yeah.
the eyes, all that. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Me too.
Makes me want to go watch season 1 of What If again. See like Prime Ultron.
Yeah, that's true. What could have been?
That moment where he's like, huh? Like he heard the Watcher talking. He's like, oh,
That's
that was it was like so uncomfortable and amazing at the same time, you know?
That's right.
Okay. Any other thoughts on this episode or Daredevil in general? I know you guys hate the show now, so it's okay.
No, I mean you're allowed to have one bad episode. That's fine. That's fine. Like let's go. Marvel's still back. We're still here. We're in a good space. Let's change the tides. Let's go.
Not every episode could be a total banger. You gotta have if your filler episodes, if you're gonna have this is what this is. If you're gonna have a filler episode, at least let there be some good, delicious meat on the bone. And I think there was some of that.
Yeah, I don't think it was a dead episode for sure.
No,
Yeah.
it was not.
Like I would never do
Unless
a
you were
direct
Vanessa.
thumbs down, right? Like no rightful, smart, intelligent human would say this was a total.
That's
Yes.
the key there. You said smart, and that's by far something that somebody who do that is not. So
That's correct. Only an idiot would think this is a just awful episode.
I will say this, dude. We did not need those flashbacks. We did not need them.
We didn't need as many of them, but
We
I
didn't-
don't think
Yeah, we didn't need them.
we needed some of them. I don't think we needed the Foggy one. And if the Foggy one was there to make a connection to Buck and show that they're all intertwined, and that's the grand design. That's really what it was. But it's like, give us like one of those. When Foggy went back up to the apartment, I was like, all right, dude, look, you already got him out of jail.
Yeah. What else?
You know, like, just chill out, you know? So it was too much. I'll admit that. But it wasn't that bad. Hey, look, there's some people that will love this episode because of like, oh my gosh, we got Wesley, we got Foggy. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a little bit of like, hey, nod to the OG fans who were watching Daredevil, you know, all those years ago. You know, so I'm not totally against it.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. And next week will be better. I know that. So
I think it will. Yeah, especially when Powell gets his face smashed in by
Oh,
Fisk.
please let that happen.
It'd be
dude.
awesome.
I want Fisk to put
Second.
Powell in the body bag. Or
Yeah.
no, in the punching bag, you know.
Punching.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Dude, I hate that guy so much. He's awful. All right, let's wrap it up here, boys. This is a good review. Good time talking about Daredevil. To all of our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. Please, I want to remind you to subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening. And really, the best way you can help us out, share this podcast with your friends, okay? Any other Marvel friends that you have, share this podcast with them. That's the best way you can help us out. And be sure to come back next week. We will be reviewing the next episode of Daredevil Season 2. So come on back. It's going to be great. With all that in mind, for my good friends, Sandy, Shamato, and of course, the landlord, Jordan Mosley, this is T-Roll saying thank you so much for listening to the Royal Geek Podcast. We will see you next time, you peasants.